There's a little light there right now. Excuse me. Let me get my chair. Oh, man. At this point, I don't care what you guys see back there. You know what I'm saying? Been rocking with you guys long enough. Let me send the link. That'd be helpful. Oh man. So what's going on, y'all? Let me send the link to the group chat. The lighting is really good coming off my little window right here. There's like a little black hair going on. My hair is looking crazy. Okay. And share. It's almost scary how real time. I mean, if I could show you guys like on the phone. It's almost scary how real time. I mean, if I could show you guys like on the phone. Yeah, that was like 10 seconds ago. It's like I'm looking into the past. It's almost scary how real time. I mean, if I could show you guys like on the phone. Yeah, that was like 10 seconds ago. It's like I'm looking into the past. How existential is that? How existential is that? It's creepy. I gotta turn this thing off. Woo! What's up, man? As promised, 2 o'clock. My bad, y'all. Had to play another game. Start a little late, so whatever. It's Saturday. It's nice outside in New York City. Well, it feels like it's nice outside. Welcome once again. What up? What up, T-Dubs? I see you over there doing some winning, man. I don't appreciate that. Go back to NFC South. What's up? Welcome Saturday, y'all. Trick is not gonna join us, so in a couple minutes I'm gonna grab some dinner from last night, which happened to be some chicken. So I might be snacking on chicken while I'm talking to you guys, because I'm pretty hungry. We'll jump right into the mock draft in a second. I know Nick Trick said he had it on Mike's page on the PSL. And for the record, TW, like I have that I have the Daddy League set up on my phone. If you can see it, it's right there. It's this middle one. Can you see it? It doesn't work. I mean, the old link doesn't work, so I guess I have to just resave it. So I'll just tap that, and then look, it'll be like page does not exist or something. So I don't know if the link changed. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I take it. Oh, let's see. Look. See, 404 not found. What is that? Somewhere around here. It's there. 404. Oh, there it is. 404 not found. So I guess this is a new link. I'll resave it so I won't have to bother you guys for stuff like that. But happy Saturday. We'll let the scragglers roll in, the late guys, the delinquents. So I mean, I'm looking at this stuff now. I contemplated going onto the computer, but it's been so long since I've done it, and I'll probably waste more time trying to set it up right. Like I said, I've been. It's not that I've been busy. I've been making myself very busy as of late. who knew that working out would take up so much of my time. So if you look at the link, it says no, I know the link works. I think the one that I have saved from last Madden doesn't work. So maybe the URL changed a little bit. But that's just me. I could obviously fix that myself. I'm just having you guys aware that I'm not that lazy. So we got some movers and shakers. Even despite my losing, I'm still not in the top 15 according to Nick's draft. Wish I could just open this up individually. Let's see if I can. Okay. You know what I don't like doing on my phone? I don't like using my phone in that horizontal position. For whatever reason, I just feel like it's, I don't know, I just don't enjoy it as much. Yeah, it didn't do anything for me. Okay. Yeah, there's a way to kind of let's see, Google Sheets. I don't think it's in it. Oh, by the way, if you guys have an iPhone, what up, Poop? If you have an iPhone, do not update to iOS 11. My phone has been running so slow as of late. It's just annoying. No, I don't have it. Maybe I can have Nick just send it to me. Who else we got in here? Who else is in here? Oh, then don't do it. Don't do it now. It's just, I just feel like everything's just a tad bit slow. Like even when I'm texting and I'm, my fingers are pretty quick at this point, and I feel like it's just like it's so behind opening up apps and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. All right, we'll wait a few more minutes. But other than that, everybody's good this Saturday. I just played what the lick read. Yo, four. We hope that Heart Machine stops making hurricanes, man. It was like 4 hurricanes in 4 weeks. Listen, I'm not anti-government. Yeah, exactly. See? And there's no way to roll it back, Poop. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off, I think. Like, I would roll back to 10, but, I don't know, man. Oh, man. Yeah, so I'm not, like I said, I'm not anti-government, but I do believe that, what my eyes tell me, Team Android. Nah, I can't do Androids. I've got a MacBook. I tell everybody that's the main reason for having an iPhone. It's the MacBook. I tried the MacBook Android marriage. It didn't work. It took forever to load stuff back and forth between the phone and the computer, and it was like just annoying. But I'm so off tangent though. But I'm definitely not, like I said, not anti. And look, as you see, my team is not very happy at the moment. I'm not anti-government, but listen, I don't know how weather works, to be honest with you. Like, all I know is that if you open the door and it's warmer inside than outside, you get a breeze, because of low high pressure. And I think that's how hurricanes work. I think warm air moves where cool air is, and then you get one of these things going on. But way more frequently than I've ever seen in my entire life. Global warming, all that good stuff. It's pretty nice out today. It's October. But the only thing I want to say about global warming is like, wouldn't it be hotter when it's supposed to be hotter instead of just hotter when it's supposed to be cooler? Yeah. Well, hurricanes. How do hurricanes work then, Ford? How do hurricanes work? Because I know it's a high low pressure thing. If you've got enough warm air moving to a cold air region, I guess, and then you just kind of just start swirling, and then you get a hurricane. I'm almost positive that's how it works, more or less. Um, so we're going to these rosters. Oh, you're an idiot. That's a good one, Ford. Only, you know what? To be honest with you, like I guess from being from New York City, like college football is like the last thing on my brain, but that's very, very funny. You should probably, it's probably a joke already, but if it's not, you should definitely like make it a joke and then have it somebody write it or something like that. What up, Mook? What's good? That was good, right? That was really good. So like I said, Nick is not here to join me today. We're just gonna jump right into the draft. I mean the mock draft. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know what kind of weather this is, man. I just can't call it. I can't call it, man. It's kind of I've obviously, you know, I like all of us. We all look at the weather every day and just kind of decide from there. So we'll jump. I would like to. I mean, hold on. Nick is gonna send this to me at gmail.com. So I mean, these laws really pick up the waves. We pick up the waves of. I mean, I don't know. I've also heard that the what's that thing? The belt. What's that called? The jet stream belt? I forget what it's called. I forget the technical term for it. But I've heard that's moved down into the equator, right? So there's I think it's the stream that planes fly on when they're heading east. To make the flights quicker, you know, you fly in the direction of the rotation of the Earth. If the Earth is actually round, who knows? I don't want to get into that flat Earth. That's just beyond me. I can't tell. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell. The only thing that bothers me about flat earthers is like, how do you know? No air current. All right, yeah. So how do you know the Earth is not round? And if it's flat, wouldn't there be an end? I don't know, man. If the Earth is flat, is there an end? Does something have a flat surface? Does it? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And then how would jet streams work if the Earth is flat? I don't know. It's too much for my brain on a Saturday morning. All right. So Nick is sending me the PDF. All right, I think this is gonna work for me. Okay. All right, this works. This works, Nick. This works. This one, and I'm assuming the last one is V3. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Yeah, much better. All right. I don't know if there's no way, Poop. I just don't know how to prove that it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. You know, it's prove it to me. You know, the whole thing, prove it to me. That's all you gotta say, prove it to me. There's no way to do it. You know, I haven't been to space. You haven't been to space. Those guys have been to space. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's get to Madden. All right. So, I guess we can look at these picks. You know, I got a little time. I not have a little time, but today I've got a baby shower to go to, so I won't be on for too long, but we can see right now the Vikings have 1-1, so obviously they're the first pick. You know, if that trade, but right now, Nick has them mocking Keelan Powers, outside linebacker, Oklahoma. I'm not even in the mock draft. I'm not either. I have 4 freaking wins, and I'm not even in the top 15, man, which I just don't understand, man. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna have a mediocre pick while losing by being like well under 500. So there's some steep competition for good for good players. So he has the Vikings taking an outside linebacker. We'll just look at that linebacking core. L. Sloan like no other. Anthony Barr is good. Eric Wilson looks like a good rookie. You know, I mean, and I just off a tangent a little bit, of course. As a 3-4 guy, I would love this guy right here. This guy right here, Anthony Barr, probably doesn't have the block shedding numbers that I like, but this is not bad for me. Not a good little bit. It's a good little base to have to start off from. Pursuit's very good. Zone coverage is decent. I mean, this could be this guy's. This could definitely be a middle linebacker if he chooses to. You know, I think it's he's got Eric Kendricks. It's not bad either. And Emmanuel Lowe. All right. I mean, I don't disagree with Nick. I generally don't. Nick puts a lot of time into these mock drafts. But you know, I have more, quote unquote. I guess I'm better, well versed in a 3-4 what I'm looking for. So when guys have 4-3 teams, I don't really know what I'm looking for per se. But Nick runs a 4-3 in Oakland, so there's another guy, another nice little 3-4 guy right here, which is amazing. I mean, if I was the Vikings, I'd be running like a hybrid defense. It's probably harder to kind of get a defense, but he's got two big fat guys for the middle. You know, 316, 311, and then he's got a 329 nose, and then he's got 273 and 285, and then you kind of like, you could probably move Hunter around a bit, and maybe if I was playing 3-4 or even in his 4-3, I'd probably have Griffin and Barr on separate ends just to kind of get two really good pass rushers coming around. Whoever gets free comes through first. But anyway, that's not for me. Hunter's really too low. No, 85, you're bugging, dog. That agility's off the charts, man. 85. Look at the guy behind him. Nah, man. Look, look at that. His agility is crazy. Look, it's higher than his middle linebackers, and it's higher than his two outside linebackers. Hell no, Ford. Hell no. That Hunter, this combo is retarded. And he's 22. God, Jesus, Lord have Christ. All right, anyway, Nick has him taking an outside linebacker. I don't really compare the notes, really, but I mean, and he's got Trey Waynes. He probably could use another corner, but Nick says outside linebacker, so we're gonna go with that. All right, moving on. It's kind of difficult actually having to kind of look at the Nick. I value I value being there because I don't have to look at this stuff. And so now we're gonna jump to the Colts, who have the second pick. They should. So we won't do this anymore because Nick, I'm sure. I think the Vikings need corners too, but we don't know. But a lot of us, for me personally, I think I put corners very, 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 very high. It's almost weird, right? So quarterbacks are the guys for the team. You have a good quarterback, you can pretty much do anything. But what do you need to go against a quarterback? And I mean, we say defensive line, but I guess it's Madden, and we say corners. In my opinion, corners are more valuable than anything, because guys are gonna get the passes off sometimes. Rarely are you gonna find anybody whose front seven is gonna just totally just disrupt everything you want to do. And passes go for big yards. So I mean, all right. So he has them taking a middle linebacker. So that's 2 for 2 on defense. I don't really know the Colts roster. Obviously, we can look at this age. He's got 2 guys with free agents pretty much. Or looks like a guy that could possibly stay. Buller, I'm not sure. And 28, another guy kind of picked up. This Mike, I don't know who this guy is. So I wouldn't disagree with middle linebacker. I would argue right now, and I probably won't be able to do this the rest of the mock draft. I would argue that the Vikings go corner first, and then I think if it's a big enough need for the Colts, they might go linebacker. But I can see, I mean, you've got this, I don't know. Yeah. And I think he's running a 4-3. I think they run a 4-3, yeah. I mean, his ends are 265. Got Mingo. All right, so, and yeah, I mean, but look at this. I was looking for a DT. He's got 3 DTs with no contracts, pretty much. So defensive line is definitely probably a need. Nick says all the time that this roster doesn't really have a lot of talent, or there's lots of holes everywhere. But the O-line looks solid. Probably needs a guard. But I feel like O-line is one of those places where you can kind of stick anybody. There's no real, like, I'm not an expert in offensive linemen, so I don't know what's needed really for offensive linemen. If the blocking numbers look good, then I just plug them where I need them to be, you know? I'm not sure if you should have higher blocking from the inside out. I mean, obviously you want your best pass protector on the left tackle, but it's also Madden too. So I mean, I've seen those guys get beat as well. So he's got them picking a middle linebacker. We'll just look at it one more time. He's got 2 guys not signed, both 29, so obviously it'll be 30. This is another 2 guys not signed, and so he's only got 1 linebacker. I mean, from a need perspective, I can definitely go with Nick and say, yeah, a linebacker is needed. Not necessarily a middle linebacker, but definitely a linebacker. So he has them taking. What I'll probably do is just screenshot this to make my life so much easier. Andre Peters, middle linebacker out of UCLA. Okay, we'll leave it like this. We're done. Save. Open. Alright, give me a second, y'all. Like I said, Nick is invaluable when it comes to this, because this probably add like an extra like 30 minutes to the show, just trying to go back and forth. Alright, next we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who it's not a bad roster. I think on defense they're pretty good. It's offense, and offense is all play calling. I speak to the Jags every day at work. That's my guy. And he's not a big fan of this Madden. A lot of guys aren't that I know. I think this is just an adjustment period. He has them taking a quarterback, the first quarterback off the board. However, I'm not a big fan. That's just me personally. A big fan of signing. He's got 2 years left. I guess it could be a 2-year project. But Blake Bortles is fairly young. He's only 3 years pro. I think it's kind of early. I think it's kind of early to kind of get rid of Blake Bortles. I mean, he's only 25. I mean, who knows if a rookie's like 23 this year as a quarterback, and 2 years to develop him. The short accuracy is good. The skill set is definitely good. Tight spiral. Yeah, Bortles is definitely good. I think Bortles is good. He's not elite. Definitely serviceable. Me too. I feel the same way. But I don't know this roster, so I wouldn't know. But look at this money. Oh, this is that's Leonard Fournette. So I'm not sure where his needs are right now. I'm just gonna take a quick look. He could probably use a game-changing tight end. They took away the meth from Waller. He's no longer 90 acceleration. But I see UTW grab that dude Conk with 90 acceleration. So I mean, he's got a good young lineman. Lineman looks decent, and I could probably use one here. Excuse me. I mean, the Jags are very, very young, man. Probably use a DT maybe. And even that, I would argue that he's probably all right at DT, 82, 82, 92. So he's got pieces. He's got only 25. Pozolski is 88, but he's 32 years old. He's got Miles Jack. He's also a beast. He's got Talvin, who's a beast. Colvin. Maybe a third corner. Maybe. Maybe a safety. Maybe a safety. Maybe a top safety. I haven't looked at safeties in this draft because the Jets drafted 2 this year, so I haven't really looked at them. But I think Blake Bortles is still okay. Nick hasn't taken Blake Bortles. The question is if you get a rookie, is he better than Blake Bortles? I mean, I've looked at the quarterbacks. A lot of B's and the short accuracy. So this is where he is right now with B. Maybe it's a little shy of a B plus. I mean regular B. Maybe it's a B minus. What up, MNDA? The medium actually could use some work. Most quarterbacks don't have a very high deep accuracy. Only a few have him above 80. So he's right in the middle of the pack, in my opinion, in terms of quarterback with quality. And he's still got 11 and 10 million on that contract, as we can see. So I'm not sure you want to do that. But if it's the number 1 quarterback, I mean, you can take him, and then maybe another team who's looking to get a quarterback, you can trade Bortles to. But I think Bortles is still okay. But we all know that if the quarterback's good, the offense should be all right. And he's decent, so I would just say his offense is decent. So there we have that. So that's our first offensive player off the board. Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks with the first corner off the board. Like we discussed earlier, I think Vikings go corner first, just on age alone. But he's got the Seahawks going corner. Sherman is getting pretty long in the tooth, as they would say, but 88 speed in this Madden and last Madden, as we can see, is definitely serviceable. This guy should be getting Boku XP. He looks really good just from these numbers alone. Man coverage is decent. Zone coverage even presses already 80. So yes, I can see him taking a corner with this guy being 27 and 28. I'll just skim through the roster right quick. Yeah, he definitely doesn't need any safeties. Wide receiver, maybe. I still got some pretty good young guys locked up, so I wouldn't. He's got the tight ends locked up. Offensive line is probably where the Seattle Seahawks should go, and I don't know if that's where you want to go with pick 4. Because I looked at the offensive linemen, there aren't too many number 1s. So I'm gonna say offensive line. Maybe a linebacker, but I think offensive line looks more like of a need for the Seahawks. But I think Nick is right. They definitely need a corner. It's not a pressing need, but 28 and 27, and the coverage is decent. But you know, corners are key in my opinion. Oh wow, excuse me. All right. So moving along to the 5th pick. With the Baltimore Ravens taking the first defensive line player, Frankie Gibson, DT out of LSU. We all know that's Boss's team. We all know the Ravens have that massive, and it'll probably be topic of conversation until the end of Madden, is that massive contract that oh my God, that Flacco has. I think defensive line. So, you know what? We'll look at the quarterback in a second. So Brandon Williams is still good. Rashad Hageman is decent. It's good at end. And Pierce. I think these guys are still serviceable. I'm not sure how Michael Pierce is 86 with no cap as a rookie. I'm not sure why this guy's making this little money. He's pretty good, actually. Well, whatever. 336. I feel like he just picked him up. But this is a good looking guy right here, actually. Nice strength, nice acceleration, nice speed for a defensive tackle. If he can resign this guy, I don't think he's going to defensive tackle. QB is a need. We all know this. But I don't think Flacco's numbers is any different than Blake Bortles. So this is what I'm saying. Like, Flacco is still a decent quarterback. So, and he's better than Blake Bortles. So I don't know. And I think most guys who have just want to shed Flacco because the contract is so big, and it gives you some room to make moves. But I don't think quarterback is where they should go, and I'm not quite sure if it's defensive tackle as well. If he can lock this guy up, he's got a lot of age to DT. I know he's got Crockett Gilmore, so I take that back. Wide receivers are a dime a dozen, so I wouldn't really mock anybody to a receiver right now. Could use some linemen. I'm going to say offensive line is where his needs are. Could use a defensive. If the defensive tackle is the best available defensive lineman, take him and then probably plug him in at either at this end position or move Pierce to end. But this is a big boy out here, man. That'd be crazy. Yeah, I think I'd go defense too for it. But obviously, I'm defensive minded as well. I like Judon a lot. This is their prototypical 3-4 outside linebacker. This guy, Judon. Could use another middle linebacker, but these guys are still young and pretty quick, so maybe not. And so here it is right here for me. Look at this. You got Terrell Suggs is 88. Lamar Houston who's not 88, 34. Houston was 30. Tim Williams, Alabama. Not bad. He's got a nice little building block. So the Ravens could pretty much do anything right now, in my opinion. But I'd probably argue and say he can probably go defense, but I'm not even sure where. So we'll stick with Nick's pick with defensive tackle. If he's the best available defensive tackle, and I'd probably plug him in at right end if he's an upgrade over Rashad Hageman or Pierce. I think the other guy's pretty good, or even Williams. But I doubt any of these guys. I think maybe 80s is a stretch at this pick. So there we have it. So moving on to pick number 6, we've got Green Bay Packers taking Shenard McLaughlin, CB out of Wisconsin. I love a big corner. Even if they're a little slower, I like a big corner. So he just got 6'1", 187. That's 2 inches shorter than me and about 10 pounds heavier, maybe even 20 on a good day. And that is the Green Bay Packers, I believe. So let's go to the pack. Give me a second, guys. I'm thirsty as shit. I'm going to get some hot chocolate. Some chocolate milk. So we'll start where Nick said and we'll just jump around. He's got them taking corner. I don't know, man. I mean, this guy is a fucking gem. I'm not sure why the Jets didn't draft this guy. I think this guy was like a 3rd or 4th round pick. I'm so mad that the Jets didn't draft any corners worth rebuilding for me. And he's got a lot of good guys that he can probably retain and build. I mean, we talk about the age this year, but we all know that it'll take longer to build these guys XP-wise, but in terms of them getting slower, Madden has cut back on the regression for speed. So, I mean, 25, 23, and 25 isn't bad. I mean, Ladarius Gunter is only 70 man curve, but that press is really good, especially in the slot position. I like what he has here at corner. An upgrade could probably definitely be used, but I don't know if it's the most important position for him to fill right now. So we'll just go run through the roster right quick. Probably a wideout, maybe. Cobb's still good. Adams good. Ty's still good. Probably he's a young guy here. Upgrade a right guard. But I think this draft is low on so here's my first glaring need right here. Left end. Give me a second. I'm thirsty as shit. Chocolate. Water. Oh man. Talking is exhausting. Alright. So I got me some chocolate. Alright, let me just crack this open. This by the way, for you guys who like to work out when you watch this, and this I don't get paid obviously for this show or anything like that, but this by far has to be the best tasting protein milkshake thingamajig that I've ever had in my life. I swear on this. This is Odwalla. Look at that. 32 grams of protein, non-GMOs, no GMOs. Ah, it tastes amazing. Oh my gosh. It's so good that it's scary. Anyway, so I quenched my thirst a little bit. This guy looks good too. Montravius Adams, Auburn. I think his left end could use an upgrade, but I would move Auburn, the guy out of Auburn to this spot right here. But this guy's not bad either, out of Northwestern. Block shedding leaves a little bit to desire, but I mean, I don't like giving away all my secrets, but I'll give you guys one here. If these block shedding numbers aren't like below like 77 per se, I'd probably still play this guy only because I feel like the run blocking for most of these guys isn't that great either. So I mean, you can literally get away with these guys having like low block shed this year, which is crazy. But there you have it. So 85, this guy's 75, but I kind of like just something about him just, says he should be starting, in my opinion. Defensive tackle, he's good there. This guy's 21 and 81 overall. This is what I like to have on my team. If I could have these guys. I got Leonard Williams, that's really about it. Outside linebacker could use some help. 31, 33. Nice young talent in the middle. Nick Perry's a stud, so there's no really need to replace him. So like I said, I don't think corner's a glaring need. If I would have to pick, if I'm the Packers, I'd probably go outside linebacker. Doesn't matter if it's right or left. I just plug him in anywhere I wanted to. And then maybe I'm thinking end, but I have this guy here where I can move, especially at 305. I mean, yeah, I know you're right, Nick. But because Nick, like I said, you're way more well versed in this than I am. So I'm just going off top. But Nick, like I said, Nick looks at the draft way more than I do, and so Nick's thing is taking the best player available rather than filling a need. Obviously, because if you take the best player available, you can then fill a need later with somebody who's decent. But this is just from my perspective, only because I don't look at the mock draft. I mean, I don't look at the draft to mock somebody else as much. Has time for that cape. I don't know what that means though. Maybe we'll explain. So Nick, like I said, Nick watches a lot more than I do. But Nick goes by best available, and in football, that's okay. Right. Okay, that's what you're saying. So Nick is saying, obviously I don't have to explain, but I'll explain anyway. Nick is saying that when he looks at the team, even though there's a glaring need somewhere else, if the guy that he's looking at is much better than the guy needs, he'll take the much better guy opposed to the guy that the guy needs, which makes sense. But I think I don't know if football works that way. I know in basketball it works that way. You take the best available player, and then you'll figure it out from there. But you don't. I mean, in football, the only problem with football is like in Madden and per se, you can't you'll have a quote unquote a log jam of players, and you can't rotate them in and out as much as you'd like to. I think I said in the beginning of one of my first shows, is that the fatigue, and I'm just saying maybe just across all Maddens that I've ever played, doesn't really let you use your depth as well. So having depth in Madden doesn't really matter. Only time it really matters, obviously, is nickels and maybe linebackers, just because of and wide receivers, because of mismatches and how many linebackers or corners or safeties you need out there at that time, because obviously there's more than one. But I feel like for like defensive linemen and even linebackers at times and offensive linemen, like having depth isn't a real issue, because those guys usually play most of the snaps in Madden. And then you watch in the NFL, those guys are subbing in and out all the time. Especially running backs. I know the running back, after like 3 or 4 snaps, they're gone. The backup comes in, and that's that. Especially if they have good runs. So Nick projected them to a corner, and I'm gonna say that that's not off, but I'd argue that an outside linebacker would probably be a bigger hit, I guess, or it would address a bigger need than corner, even if the linebacker isn't better per se than the corner, if that makes sense. All right, here we go. Number 7. Yeah. We've got Nick, who mocked himself a corner. The Raiders, CB Grant, Florida State, 6 foot, 188. Another big corner. I think 6 foot. I think 5'11" is the ideal height for a corner in the NFL. I think it's the ideal height for speed to, what's that? The hip turn ratio, whatever. The swivel. I think when you get taller, you don't have as much hip swivel. So some guys don't like that. Some teams or some coaches don't like that. Yeah, I think Nick can definitely use a corner here after he's picked up some guys here. Nazir Jones. It's a DT. What am I looking at? Okay, here we go. Here's corners. Okay, yes. And then I would say Nick, without question, needs a corner. His young guy is hurt. Conley's hurt. Sean Smith is 86. I mean, maybe you can move Sean Smith to free safety, but I know he has 2 young ones. I personally would have moved this guy right here down to corner already, Obi, because you've got Reggie back, who's pretty old, and I believe at free safety with Sean Smith and 85-man coverage, you can definitely benefit over. Oh my God, going the wrong way. It's much better than Reggie Nelson's, and this guy's 72, which is great. He's got good range. I mean, Sean Smith doesn't have the range, but I got beat today with a safety covering a slot receiver, because the man covers are high enough. So, I mean, those are games that I like to play in my brain. But he definitely needs a corner, without question. Like, Emerson is good. Smith has lost a step. This is probably his second best corner. This guy will be back next year. So maybe not even. If this guy's come back, maybe he just wants a nice corner for depth, which is always good. I think 3 DBs is a great thing to have. 3 good ones, rather, because everybody has 3 DBs. Carl Joseph is solid. If I don't know what the mock looks like, but if safety is better than corner, Nick is saying that, if the corner is rated higher than Nick's need for a safety, Nick says he'll draft a corner. That's what the mock would say. So we'll just thumb through the rest of his roster and see what he needs. He's got a young running back, and running backs we don't really care about too much in this game. Only a few are really, really elite. Wideouts are decent. Doesn't really have. I mean, he's got Cooper at 6'1". That's decent. They're not bad. Corners aren't bad. Tight end's not bad. Left tackle is good. You probably use an upgrade. This guy could be out soon. Might retire. If he retires, I don't know if Nick mocks himself a corner. But like I said, at the 7th pick, I'm not sure if that's what you want to do and grab left tackle that early unless he's like projected to be a superstar. But for the most part, his line is solid. Could use a right tackle. Khalil Mack is 99. Alden Smith could use an end. Not that he needs an end, but could definitely use one if the need was there. His line is young. He's got a whole bunch of guys here who look good. Even guys who aren't signed. His guy's 24. This guy's 22 and 76. And when you look at the screen, don't forget I'm running a 3-4 defense. So these guys are 76 because this is how they fit. All right, because this guy's no good for me, right? 280 at defensive tackle doesn't work for me. But 305, 334, 304, 315. I mean, Jones looks really good. Corey James. You could use an outside linebacker. Could use a lot of linebackers. Yep. I mean, all linebackers are 70, but I don't know how good the linebacker core is, really. All right, so he got himself taking a corner. I don't disagree, even though I feel like he could probably use a left tackle if his guy retires. Next, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking Leonard McCord, wide receiver. We know Dez is a beast, but we know Dez isn't that fast. So we'll just take a look. But I think the Cowboys need some defense, too. Dez is decent, 89 speed. He's not a burner, but he'll go catch. But definitely, I would say wide receiver without question. He doesn't have anybody who just jumps out at you outside of Dez, even though Beasley's really good. But these guys are 27, 28, and 28. So yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. We all know they don't need an offensive line. Calvin Pryor, surprised. Don't know if he'll stick. We'll see if Conan re-signs him. Byron Jones, the free safety. His corners are decent. I'm not sure what Nick saw. They've all got above 80 man coverage. Could use a zone guy. All have decent press. Nah, he's got 3 guys under 23. Could use an outside linebacker. He's got Jalen Smith. Could use a DT. Could use an impact DT. I mean, Malik Collins, 20. Not really. 78 and 22 overall. I mean, 20. You know what I'm saying, guys. For whatever reason, the star next to their name made them look like they're a lot better for whatever reason. When I look at the guys, I'm like, oh, he's got a star. It's really good. This is the Dallas Cowboys. I think that the defense isn't bad. I'm going to say maybe outside linebackers is his big and pressing need right now. I didn't realize he had so many young corners on his team. You know the offensive line is good. Look at these guys. Left guard, maybe gets a left guard. Ladarius Green. Maybe it is wide receiver. The Dallas Cowboys don't have a lot of holes, but I feel like with Sean Lee's age, it's probably where you should go. But like I said, if Nick says if he's not the best available outside linebacker, and the corner is still rated higher than him, then Nick says take the corner. But I probably won't say that anymore. All right, here we go. Next we have the Arizona Cardinals taking a quarterback. This is probably a no-brainer. We'll just look at the quarterback position, but we all feel like this is it. Yeah, Carlson he's 85 or 37 years old. We'll look at the contract. I'm speaking to another GM or owner, whatever you want to call him. In my opinion, if you got an old quarterback and Tom Brady doesn't retire, you got like one more year left with your guy. We already know that Madden's not going to let Tom retire after this season. Maybe next season, but definitely not this season. So, yeah, he has nobody. I mean, and he probably needs a wideout too. I just off top, he definitely needs a wideout. But I would say that's his biggest needs. It's probably wideout in corner. I mean, wideout in quarterback. We'll take a look at the back end. Could use a safety. I'm not sure why guys don't do this, and maybe it's just me. But if you got two young guys playing the same position, just move one over, and then you'll just fix your depth all automatically. You'll take some L's with this guy back here, but this is a very, very solid looking base for a free safety. I mean, they're both pretty small, but Tyron is definitely a beast, and this guy's in the same mold as him. Probably not as big as you want to be, and I would definitely play him. I'd play Tyron over tight ends. He's a little small, but he's got the coverage, the press, and he's probably even a better corner than he is at free safety. Hard to believe this guy is 27. Time be flying, but he needs a corner for sure. Definitely needs a corner. Like the drop over from Peterson to the next guy is ridiculous, but that's Sen Buddha, right? You know what I'm saying? He's looking all right. He's definitely looking all right. But he definitely needs a corner and a quarterback. So he's going to be in a pickle. What do you take? I mean, I looked at the cornerback class. The top couple of guys are really, really all rated like first rounders. And there's a lot of other picks. So, I mean, fortunately for you guys who want corners, you'll get them. The question is, how good is he when you get him? But I think top needs a quarterback, wide receiver, in corner for the card. So let's move this along. I wish I could just have this like posted on the side. Next is San Fran, projected for a quarterback. Wade Sloan out of Texas. 49ers. It's weird, right? So we'll go to the quarterback, and I'm sure they need one, right? Unless he's playing this. This rookie's not bad. And listen, I'm telling you guys, this rookie's not bad. He's got the same numbers as Blake Bortles. He's got the same exact numbers as Blake Bortles. Might be a little better than Blake Bortles. Skills are good, tight spiral, forcing passes. I mean, they don't give as much detail as they did last year, I believe. But this guy's not bad. It's a good little base to have. Obviously, the quarterbacks that are coming out, like the top 6, are probably just all gems. But if you've got a rookie quarterback, I wouldn't draft another quarterback. I mean, some guys will. Obviously, you look at this guy. What I'm saying is, in my mind, is the chance to hit on a guy who's a quick or a superstar by drafting a rookie quarterback is there, because obviously you have this guy on your team already and you know he's not quick or superstar. So that's my mindset for guys who have rookie quarterbacks and are going to draft one. You're looking for a superstar, quick dev guy. If not, it's a wasted pick. So that's that. But definitely, I mean, quarterback, yeah, maybe. These guys are all locked up. Except for Curly, I would not. I mean, he definitely needs a number 1. Pierre Garçon's 31 years old. The tight end's young and alright. Let's go left tackle. Not bad. And I'm just glancing at age and overall guys. I mean, doesn't really. I mean, he's got Aaron Lynch there. He's got Dumerville over Lynch and Armstead. See, I mean, this is my thing. This is a big mistake. You got a guy that's 24. You got a guy that's 23, and they're almost 80. And I haven't looked at his depth chart, so I can't really tell. But if you're not starting these two guys, you're losing out on tons of potential for this guy. And I thought Armstead was faster than this coming out of Oregon, by the way. Just my opinion. And not really, but look, he's got a guy over here with 85 overall. It's really unfortunate in this game that, the plethora of talent available, of physical talent, is so high that a guy like this, who's definitely probably pretty good, doesn't even get like a second look because, you know, you can probably get somebody comparable to him. But at 23 and at 77 overall, this guy is not a bad player, and he's cheaper than Lynch. So obviously you can move him without taking a really huge cap hit. But look at the power move, and he's got decent block shedding. So I mean, obviously he's got some issues, not issues, but look, this guy's 70. I mean, this guy's 33 and a 70 block shed. You've got to start these two guys. These two guys should be projects without question. But that's neither here nor there. Bruckner, he's got 2 Oregon guys. That's good. This is not a bad guy either. Dakota Watson, Navarre Bowman, still good. Reuben Foster, Alabama. Oof, good looking guy. So I don't know if I know. In my opinion, I feel like maybe Ford will tell me. Ford off top. San Fran 3-4 or 4-3 team this year. It looks like a 4-3. The guys are pretty light, but I don't know if Ford ran it. I know when the guys are a little lighter, you kind of have like a more of a quicker 3-4 instead of like a traditional big guy, big on big kind of 3-4. So, but he could probably use a corner. But at pick, what is this? Pick 8. Excuse me. At pick 10. How good of a corner will you get? I know, and we all know how many good ones. I think there are 6, so it's possible. But like I said, the price on corners are at a premium. Guys like taking corners. There will be a few teams in the top 10 that will go quarterback instead. Like I said, with the possibility of hitting on a quick or superstar dev QB. But I think he can use a corner here. So, I think he definitely use a corner here. But like I said, I mean, would you? And he's a quarterback, but it's not neat. It's not huge. You got a rookie already. I say they go corner here. I would go corner here, and I'm gonna do it from my perspective. That I would probably go corner here. All right, moving on. The Panthers surprisingly pick 11, and we already know Mike likes Olsen. Olsen's getting old. Nick projects him taking a tight end, and I don't disagree with this at all. At all. He's got 2 guys that are 30. Don't know how much longer Greg Olsen has to go, but he can definitely use him. Mike has never really had, a speedy guy on his team, really. This might be the fastest guy I've seen on Mike's roster in quite some time, with 95. But I feel like Mike might be more of a possession kind of player. We'll just quickly scan the roster. Could use a lineman, so I saw somebody 32 and 80. Could use end. Could use 2 ends. Mike is probably playing these 2. I want to say Mike might be playing these 2 guys. Mike should be playing these 2 guys. Addison still is playable at 29, but he's gonna be 30. I mean, start the wheels now with this guy, 266. The agility's higher. Doesn't have the play rec. Has the block shit even, but doesn't have finesse move. Maybe you bring this guy in for pass rush situations. But you can start that defensive line youth. This guy looks amazing, by the way. 23, 81 overall. The strength is not as much as I like, but it's still like pretty amazing just in terms of, if you got Shaq Thompson, Luke ain't going nowhere. So he's got some heir apparent for this guy. Look, he's going through. He's looking for somebody here. This guy doesn't look bad at all. That's light though. 215. Wow. I feel like this is like a safety they moved down. Could use a corner. It's not glaring, but you've got these 4 or 5 guys locked up. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Safety, maybe safety, but I feel like Mike might go tight end. But also, it's a tight end though, so it's a tight end. All right, so we won't argue with that one too much. At Toby of the Dolphins, free safety, Ohio State. I know Dolphins have one good safety. Forget the guy's name. Dolphins. I'm going to go right ahead of safety. Jarvis Bird. Okay, no, he's pretty. It's not this now I'm looking for. Here it is, Rashad Jones. TJ McDonald's only 26 years old. What? God, jeez. Wow, he's only 26. I'm telling you, time flies, man. But for some guys, like it's not moving at all. Okay, so he's got Rashad Jones. He's got two guys, 29 and 30. Definitely can use an upgrade there. This man coverage skill is terrible for this free safety. Doesn't have any real speed at corner. I take that back. He's got two young guys at corner that can ball. And I don't, like I said, I'm not looking at these guys' depth chart, so these guys could be playing. Picked up Coney Ely. Just me personally, I don't. Coney Ely works for the Jets in real life, but he's way too light for a 3-4. This is why I feel like he might be like a 3-4 attacking or a 3-4 versatile, what the Jets are kind of playing right now in real life. But Coney Ely, I cut him. I just couldn't. He's got good numbers though. Just not as big as I want the guy to be. And look at this. He had good power move. But anyway, moving along. Ray Malauga, middle linebacker, maybe something he looks at. Yeah, I think linebacker is definitely a need for this guy. Who did Nick say he had taken? A free safety. It's possible, Nick, a free safety. I'm gonna say linebacker, but I'm only saying linebacker because I haven't looked at the draft. I can't compare the draft obviously on this screen to what these guys need or should take, because obviously, like Nick was saying, it may not be the best linebacker available. It might be like a third round grade for the first round pick. So you're not gonna take a guy with a third round grade, and plug him in at the first round pick. It's gonna definitely be a reach. So that's that. All right, moving along. With the 13th pick with the Eagles, taking a strong safety. Defense is the key, in my opinion. Malcolm Jenkins is all right. These guys are all right as well. He's got two guys over 30, so these guys are probably not playing that much. But this guy's only 27, so that's not bad. Could use a corner maybe. Got some young ones. Flashing clock's on you. Damn. Okay, so I saw two offensive linemen, but like I said, the offensive line isn't that great in this game. In this draft, so maybe not. So safety is a possibility. It isn't a glaring need. And the question to me is, for some teams, like if you look at the draft and you have a glaring need, and you say, do you come out of that first round because there's nobody in the first round and try to pick up picks to just kind of like shore up what you want to do, in the future? He's got decent corners. These guys can use some work. This guy's 84. So this guy might be starting. He's got 84 man coverage as a rook. 84 press. So he's probably definitely starting this guy. And he's got Darby here, and he's got Mills here. He's got a nice little trio going on. So yeah, maybe safety is a thing. But this guy's 27. He's got decent range. Man coverage not that great. Still got Malcolm Jenkins. You could go either way. Another team that I feel like doesn't have like a lot of needs. Maybe wide out. You could use a stud here. You could definitely use a stud, but these catching numbers are all really good from these guys. Route running, yeah, maybe a wide out. Maybe somebody to get him some sure catches. But these catches are still good, man. These guys have got these are 80s right here. So anyway, so the Eagles can go a lot of places right now. Maybe offensive lineman is probably his biggest need, but Warmack at 79, which isn't bad. He's only 25, and this guy was like 90 or something like that. So maybe offensive lineman. I think this right tackle is 90. Yeah. So yeah. So that's that. And then we have Buffalo taking a corner. Now TW does a lot with a little. He's just one of those guys, man. I mean, got a corner. Yeah, he could probably use a corner, but he'll probably keep this guy here, maybe. He's already got 80-man coverage. You don't really want to give it a guy like that. So he's got 3 corners with 80-man coverage. So maybe not quite there. Yeah, a wide receiver. And we know TW likes wideouts. He doesn't have a single one. He's looking for somebody. So it's definitely a wide receiver. I think TW is one of those guys who will reach. I mean, for him, I guess. I'm not saying he doesn't address needs really that often. I think 1 year last year he had Matt Ryan and drafted a quarterback. I guess it could have been the money thing, but he drafted. So he just kind of goes on what he feels like he needs the most, and I think it's gonna be wide. Obviously, there's a few guys here that aren't signed. Oh, excuse me, only one guy here that is signed. Rather, and this guy's looks like a good player too, so definitely a wide receiver. All right, or it could be a QB. Let's see what this QB situation is. No, he's got Peterman. He's playing Peterman, so it definitely won't be a quarterback. And last but not least, we've got the Cleveland Browns. Despite having DeShone Kizer, we all know the Browns have been shopping Kizer. Kizer doesn't look bad at all. I personally may make a play on Kizer. He's 21 years old. Decent traits. 6'4", 220. He's got a fucking cannon. Reminds me of Josh Freeman almost. With this size and this gun. So it's possible that he takes a quarterback. He's got some need at wide receiver. Nobody's really signed. Jabril Peppers is good to go. He's got Kindred. Could use a corner, maybe. Yeah, definitely could use a corner. But at 15, he'll probably get a corner, but it probably won't be the corner he really wants. Let's see. So, Kirksey. Let's see, what is it? Dominic Alexander. Kruger Hill. Maybe a middle linebacker, but we already know. Oh, Cleveland second first rounder. Okay. So Shelton is pretty good. I mean, he's got a good defense. Myles Garrett might be the greatest rookie I've ever seen in my life. I think Patrick Peterson was pretty good too 1 year. But this is just bananas, man. This is just absurd, man. Absurd. Jesus. I'll go on the side. You can use offensive lineman as well. Right tackle wasn't looking that great. Okay. Picked up all the pretty quick. Alright. I mean, so wide out. He has 2 first rounders. Let's see what these first rounders are. So 15 and 17. And then he has 3 second rounders. I mean, I don't see too many holes in his team, by the way, because the Browns always pick good players. It just don't equate to Sunday wins. So I don't know, but he's got 6 picks in the first 3 rounds. So that's always a good thing. All right, just to run it off real quick, and then we'll just look at the standings right quick, and then that'll be it. I gotta get out and get ready. Took enough of your time on Saturday. Anyway, so with 1, we got the Vikings taking Keelan Powell, outside linebacker. We got 2, the Colts taking Andre Peters, middle linebacker. Jacksonville, Reed, whatever his last name is, Kishviarn from Alabama, quarterback. Seattle Seahawks. Damn, somebody's boosting. Jesus. Christ have mercy. He must have just got that turbo put in because he's abusing it right now. Anyway, Seahawks, Fisher Blair, corner. Ravens, Frankie Gibson, DT. Packers, Shenard McLaughlin, corner. Raiders, Marquise Grant, corner. Cowboys, Leonard McCord, wide receiver. First one off the board. Arizona Cardinals, Zach Neal, quarterback. San Fran, quarterback, Wade Sloan. Panthers, Bruce Kirby, tight end. Miami Dolphins, free safety, Harmon Wise. Eagles, Marcus Dantzler, whatever. Strong safety, Tennessee. Buffalo Bills, Lawrence Simon, corner. And Cleveland Browns, Chance Nash, quarterback. So just for all you guys, because I feel like quarterback, cornerback are like very important. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has projected 4 quarterbacks in the first 15 picks. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 corners in the first 15 picks. So, I mean, in all of those, like I said, the top, I believe, 6 corners and the top 6 quarterbacks are both rated first-round picks at this moment. Because I've scouted them, and they all won first-round green, whatever. Anyway, so that's that. So, we'll see what happens. Now we're going to talk conferences and playoff standings. I'm out. I'm definitely out. But we'll go through it right quick. Buffalo's making a good run, as you can see, 6-6, took over like a 1-3 team or something like that. Like I said, TW is a good player. And so we'll start with the AFC. Broncos 10-1, Pats 11-1, Steelers 8-4, Chargers 8-4, Titans. This would be interesting. This Titans and Texans, because I feel like the Bills have this wild card spot locked up. Bengals at 6-6. I think TW has his wild card spot locked up, barring anything crazy. I think if you're under 500 right now by 2 games, forget it. If you're under 500 by 1 game, a small window. At 500, a decent sized window. I think the Steelers got this one locked up. This is a very interesting division right now. I feel like the Titans own the the tiebreaker, excuse me. But I think that the Texans just beat the Titans last game too, so I don't know if that thing is split or not. So I don't know. And also the Titans have more home losses. I don't know if that makes a difference. And the division wins I guess pretty even division wins right now. Okay. So alright, so I don't know. I don't know how that works out. The Pats are in control right here. 4-8. The Bills 6-6. So they, in my opinion, have the first wild card spot. The Bengals. I mean, that's another wild card spot too at 6-6. And then AFC South. All right. So the question is I don't know who wins the tiebreaker between Titans, Bengals, and Bills right now. Let me check this AFC record. Division wins. Maybe the Bengals are out on this division. Maybe somebody will fill me in, because I don't really know how it really works. I know it goes by division. And he's got more division losses, I think. Right? So he's 2-3 in his division. And I believe these guys both have, they're above 500 in their division. So maybe the Titans are in. Bengals are out, perhaps. NFC North, we've got the Bears. So the Lions look like they have this first wild card spot locked up. Falcons are definitely in this race. Very surprising. I joke about it all the time, but these two guys are usually up there at the top. But this is, like I told you at the beginning of the season, I believe this is like the most competitive conference because of the owners in this division. But once these guys get used to the game, there'll be even more parity between these four teams. So the Redskins are on the bubble right now. We did have some controversy with the Giants and Redskins game. If you haven't heard so already, I don't want to bring it back up again. More or less, I guess I will address it. If you see something funny in a game, two things I suggest all the time. One, record it. And then two, kind of remember where the place marker is in the game where it happened and then bring it up to commission. So, I don't recall the exact punishment for the audible Sev called and then had like the tight end lined up, offensive line, and then the offensive lineman split out wide or whatever. If that happens and you audible, just audible out. You can always go to hit square and I think L2 to reset play. The rules are in place to prevent stuff like this from happening. And second of all, you're an adult. We're all adults. If it doesn't look right, just don't do it. Obviously it's a video game, and guys argue, well, it's a video game, and you should be allowed to do blah, blah, blah. But if the game creates an unfair advantage, then don't use it. And a lot of guys saying, well, so you see right there, Mike said OBJ suspended for the game, and Sev had to take a forced L next season against Puba next season. This is my only argument, and I'm not gonna. I don't disagree with what Mike said. I felt like, this is my opinion, that if he had used a custom book, this custom book should have been banned for the remainder of the season because it's in there. I don't know if he used a custom book or not. Second, I don't know if they play again or not. It was a division game, so if it's a division game, he should lose a division game. But I think it should happen now and not next season. But right now he's 11-1. Doesn't really affect his record. But if he'd been 11-2, Redskins become 7-5, and then the Redskins have more of a window for a playoff spot. And I feel like if the Redskins lose out on a playoff spot for one game, then it's because of that one game, and that's where I would be kind of upset as an owner. But that's just me speaking personally. But like I said, guys, if you see an advantage and it's what am I looking for? A glitch kind of advantage, don't use it. Just don't use it. Don't say, oh, they put in the game for a reason. I don't know a single team in the NFL that ran anything like that last season, split wide tackles. That's more of a college thing. I don't know who makes up these playbooks. And also I've read stuff from the programmers and developers of these games. When they code these games, they don't know the exact outcome of what they're coding. You know what I'm saying? It's all, how do I look at it? If you say a joke all the time, we're all beta testers for Madden. We're definitely all beta testers for this game. But when these guys program these games, they don't have every single scenario jotted down to go by. It's all just projection. It's all projection. So they don't know an outcome of a particular script per se that they're coded into the game. So just keep that in mind. Like, it's in the video game as something, but they don't know the outcome. And so because they don't know the outcome, it's pretty much up in the air once they've coded it. So just keep that in mind. Like, it's in the video game as something, but they don't know the outcome. And so because they don't know the outcome, it's pretty much up in the air once they've coded it. So because they don't know the outcome, it's pretty much up in the air once they've coded it. that being said, I get off this soapbox. And in the AFC West, we have the Niners. The Rams have this locked up. But so we've got 1, 2. So the Falcons are definitely in. And then the Lions. So here's my argument. So here it is right now. So look, 7-4 Lions. This possibly could have been a 7-5 Redskins team. Now I'm gonna go check the schedule for the Redskins and see if the Lions and Redskins play. I don't know. Team schedule. No, they don't play. But the ramifications are huge. Yeah, that's my thing though. I mean, the Cowboys, and they don't even play. They do play again. So this. But that's what I'm saying, Seb. But it doesn't even matter at this point because you would have gotten that loss anyway. So you would have had 2 losses versus the Giants, opposed to the 1 win. What's done is done. It's water under the bridge. Seb's a good owner. First infraction, more or less, for the season. So it's not a killer, you know. But I mean, it makes a big difference for the whatchamacallit, for the Redskins. So this is definitely a win for him here. And he's got to do his work. He's got Conan up next. He's got Lee. He's got the Cards. So who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? Anyway, that being said, I would like to go over stats, but I don't have the time today. It was definitely fun going over the draft this way. I prefer when Nick does it because I don't have to do as much thinking, but it's interesting to see kind of play fake owner for 31 teams, or 32 teams rather. And Nick does it. Nick does this every week once the mock draft is out. So that's a lot of work. I mean, I literally took maybe like 40 minutes to go over every team. So for him to go over there and sit down and take notes and compare players and needs, so you probably run down to every team and see what their needs are. Then look at the draft and see what those guys are projected, and then see where they fit in more or less. A lot of work. So thank you. Let's see who's regressed. It's got to be Hack. Woo, Hack going down, man. I can't even do nothing with this guy. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. You guys are always a pleasure. Even though you guys come in and out, it's fine. I enjoy talking to you guys about video games and Madden and Flat Earth and stuff like that. That is all she wrote, man. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. For all you guys who don't have to work on Monday, congratulations. Yeah, it's a holiday, so just use it. Peace.